Can we talk about specifics while acknowledging that it's not just one thing that can help restore our belief and reverence in the Eucharist?
Well, if I can just lead off by saying that I think the first place that begins is with the priest himself. And I'm saying that as a priest, that when I was ordained, I promised, I wish I remember the formulation exactly right, but we are asked by the bishop before we are ordained to the priesthood if we are prepared to execute faithfully and reverently the sacred mysteries. And in other words, are you going to celebrate Mass and celebrate Mass well and properly? That's what we're essentially being asked in that question. And I promised on the day of my ordination to do that. And so it is incumbent upon me to have as my own personal responsibility, for the sake of not just the proper worship of God, but for the good of my flock, that they see the Mass be celebrated carefully and reverently, properly. And paying attention to detail means something. All throughout my life, I've been a priest for 12 years. I'm not patting myself on the back because I can always improve and I'm always seeking to improve. But if I had to point out one of the most consistently offered, whatever you want to call it, compliments or observations from people, is they appreciate how I celebrate Mass. People say that to me. I love how you say Mass, Father. And if I ask them what specific details stand out to them, it's always something little. It's always something that they notice that they've not seen before, or that they think that now they understand why. I think I know why you do that. Or when you do this, is it because of that? Those little things are noticed. And I don't think you would call that entertainment. They're not being entertained. They're being drawn into the mystery. Mm-hmm. And so it's the way we're going to really restore a Eucharistic sense among the faithful and a Eucharistic revival in the church, it's going to have to come from us priests, that we show that care and diligence. That word diligence comes from the Latin word diligere. It means to love. Being diligent means being loving. And that's what I wonder sometimes may have been lacking.
Now, isn't there, the church is a relationship between prayer and how we worship and what we believe? Isn't there a Latin phrase, the law of prayer?
Lex Orandi, Lex Credendi. The law of prayer is the law of belief. How you pray is what you believe, basically.
How you pray is what you believe. Mm-hmm. So it's how we pray what we believe. What does it say when our belief goes down regarding how we've been praying?
Well, there's obviously a direct correlation. So if now we have statistics that suggest that people don't believe in the principles of our faith, they don't believe. If we found out tomorrow that most Catholics who make the sign of the cross umpteen times a day don't believe in the Blessed Trinity, we would say, oh my gosh, we have a very serious problem. How can you not believe in the Blessed Trinity? That is the core dogma of our faith. Okay, well, if we're going to talk about failing to believe in the real presence of Jesus in the Eucharist or in the significance of the Sunday Mass, as if Mass is a good idea that I try to do whenever I am free. Okay, we're missing the point. The centrality of the Eucharist, the centrality of the Holy Sacrifice of the Mass and the Sunday, we call it an obligation for a reason. It's to remind us of how very serious this is. If we are missing that, if we've lost that, then it must suggest that how we've been doing that must have some kind of defect as well.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked that clip, I'm sure you'd appreciate the full length video. That discussion is right here, and that video, it's just for you.